of Ireland there. Most of the rain is to the west of the country, and indeed during the course of the night it's going to remain to the west of the country, but then very gradually during tomorrow it'll approach the northwest of Scotland. And during tomorrow afternoon things really begin to get interesting. That's when that area of low pressure develops to the west there of Scotland, and then that'll run across to the east and eventually introduce these cooler northwesterly winds. However, as far as tonight's concerned, I think just about everywhere a fine dry night. There's just the chance, I suppose, of the odd light shower somewhere in Scotland, but most places having broken cloud, a little bit misty near to these western coasts, and fog rolling in off the sea every now and again. A chillier night, I think, than we've had recently. In fact, there might be a touch of ground frost almost anywhere. And as far as tomorrow is concerned, well, a day rather like today in much of the country, certainly for England and Wales, dry, bright, quite warm, a fair amount of sunshine, with the exception, that is, again, of some of these western and perhaps southern coasts, where it might remain rather on the grey and misty side. In the far northwest of Scotland, right from the start of the day, it'll be cloudy. You'll get the first of the rain before all that long, and then as the day goes on, this area of cloud and rain working its way southeastwards into many other northern and western parts of Scotland, eventually into Northern Ireland. I think before the day's out, some of that rain could well turn fairly heavy. As for temperatures tomorrow, another warm day really in most places, especially the brighter ones, 18 or 19 degrees Celsius, is the mid-60s Fahrenheit, but later on in the north of Scotland especially, it will begin to turn somewhat cooler. Well, that's all for now. Join me if you can after Newsnight on BBC2.
This Saturday, BBC2 journeys across Europe from Venice and Rome to Portugal and Spain in the footsteps of Domenico Scarlatti, virtuoso composer but shadowy figure whose life emerges mainly through his volumes of brilliant harpsichord music. The new edition of Radio Times leaves through the evidence to uncover more about Scarlatti, music's mystery man. Next Friday on 2, David Attenborough opens up the most expensive printed book in the world.
Of £1 million here.
To tell the story of John James Audubon and his astonishing book of over 400 life-size colour bird paintings. Radio Times sketches in the background to the man with an eye for the birds, and also turns back the pages of history to celebrate the golden years of Tony Hancock's career, subject of the first film in a new series of Omnibus next Friday on BBC1.
I thought you came here to give us some of your blood.
Well, you've just had it.
That's just a smear.
It may be just a smear to you, mate, but it's life and death to some poor men.
The genius of Tony Hancock unfolds in Omnibus and on the cover of the new Radio Times.
And now on BBC1, QED investigates the mysteries of ball and cue with the help of snooker champion Steve Davis and a computer.
So Steve Davis is about to cue off at the start of this frame. What sort of opening shot do you think he'll make, Jack?
Well, that's a surprising question, Ted. He'll play the shot he always does, bouncing the white ball off a corner red, then off the back and side cushions so that it ends up safely on the bottom cushion.
Without potting anything?
Of course.
Sounds a bit unadventurous. Still, let's watch him do it.
Of course, Steve could have been less cautious in this game, as his opponent is hardly an expert.